Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. The topic of human sex trafficking, and especially involving children, just does not seem to register on the U.S. bishop's radar. We could make a side comment there about them not really caring about children in most cases. Abortion and sex abuse, those spring to mind. But we aren't going to say anything further other than to say they have an abysmal record when it comes to protecting children. So it's hard to muster even fake shock at the ever-present news that the bishops continue to create an environment whereby children can be exploited, trafficked by cartels, and sexually exploited, all under the cover of immigration. This is one of the four major areas we're going to be covering at the Deposit of Faith Coalition press conference in Washington, D.C. on Thursday, July 20th at the National Press Club. A reminder that Church Militant will be providing exclusive coverage and live streaming of that event beginning at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. The Deposit of Faith Coalition is a group of about a dozen Catholic or Catholic-led outfits that are calling for the defunding of the U.S. bishops by Congress. The bishops' communist staffers at U.S.CCB headquarters in D.C. administer hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars awarded to them each year by congressional appropriations committees, and then they go and use that money, with the blessing of their bishop bosses, to promote the decline of America in multiple ways. One of the most egregious is the promotion of illegal immigration and the out-of-sight horrors of child sex trafficking that happens as a result of those policies. The open borders policy of the Democrats is one of the many policy items the bishops are in complete lockstep with them on. Why wouldn't they be? They get hundreds of millions of dollars from D.C. each year, and then they spirit illegal immigrants all over the country. Catholic Charities, for example, has the nickname among Border Patrol agents and those involved in trying to stop this flood of the illegal immigrants. They call them the Illegal Immigrant Travel Company. And they not only help them get to the border, they are waiting on the other side of the border to get them into processing centers and then quickly transport them all over the country. Flights in the dead of the night, bus rides to God knows where, with the government not even knowing where millions of them are. Among those that are flying and driving around are violent criminals, drug cartel operatives, and children with fake IDs who are being sent to total strangers who pose as family members, strangers they have never met or seen before in their lives. That's horrific. This is so outrageous that the bishops never respond to these charges and accusations because, frankly, what would you say? That's why the coalition, of which Church Militant is proud to be a member, is highlighting this evil as one of the four separate issues that the U.S. bishops must be held accountable for and lose their funding over from Congress. It destabilizes the country. It puts tens of thousands of children in harm's way. It fattens the coffers of child sex traffickers, which has the impact of encouraging to traffic even more child victims. These children, along with many other illegals, are lost complete track of and left wide open to all kinds of abuse and violence. Way too often, no one really knows who they are or where they are, and the majority of this wickedness is brought to you, again, important to drill into your head here if you're a Catholic, by the U.S. bishops under the guise of social justice. Ask the exploited, trafficked, and sometimes murdered child if he feels he's been treated justly. We already know they use the money of the faithful to undermine the faith, but they also use the money of Americans to undermine America. So we've decided to take this fight right to them, the political fight as well as the spiritual one. As we said, July 20th is going to be the Deposit of Faith Coalition, where we're going to sponsor first a prayer rally outside the headquarters of the Bishops' Conference in D.C. at 11 a.m. That will go to 11:45 a.m. Then starting at 1 o'clock, the coalition will be hosting a large press conference with politically conservative media outlets not under the control of the bishops to explain to them how the bishops are using U.S. tax dollars to help destroy America by pushing the Democrats' agenda under the guise of social justice. You have 4 expert speakers making presentations in each of the following areas where the bishops have been complicit in undermining the republic. the illegal immigration issue, along with climate change, that issue, being pro-gun control, and going along with anti-free speech initiatives that impact directly on religious speech. Again, Church Militant will be live streaming all of it beginning at 12:30 p.m., shortly after noon Eastern Time, and wrapping up our coverage at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All that information and further details are available by just clicking on that provided link. All of it's in there. This is the first time ever event in the Catholic world, a press conference highlighting all of this, again with non-bishop controlled media covering it, and it's high time someone pushed back against all of it. The bishops embraced Saul Alinsky way back, decades ago, and it's been a nonstop love affair ever since, and almost no one has told that story. Now we're seeing all over America the fulfillment of that wicked alliance as the nation crumbles under the weight of communism, with the bishops stepping on the gas, of course, under the guise of charity. This is a monumental effort on the part of us involved, and taking this on has a hefty price tag, as you might imagine. So to help us financially with this much-needed endeavor and make a donation, please just click on the provided link where you can make your tax-deductible gift to help choke off the bishop's money supply of your tax dollars. Remember, it's your money there. There are three avenues where the bishops can be hit financially. First, they can simply have their funding cut off by Congress, where various appropriations committees shovel hundreds of millions of dollars to them each year. Second, the IRS code can be amended so that the bishops are required to file public tax returns known as 990s, just like every other religious nonprofit. We do that every year. Currently, they are exempt from that, so it's nearly impossible to track the mountains of tax dollars handed to them. That's wrong. Americans should be able to know exactly how and where their money is being spent, no matter who's getting it. And third, their tax-exempt status can just simply be revoked. They are deeply involved in politicking, and only for the Democrats and their agenda, and that kind of blatant political engineering runs afoul of the entire spirit of the tax-exempt status. If you're in that neck of the woods, D.C., please come to the prayer rally in front of the bishop's headquarters on Thursday, July 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Spectators are also invited to then attend the press conference at the National Press Club at 1 p.m., and seating there will be on a first-come, first-served basis. And for those who cannot attend, because you won't be in that neck of the woods, again, you can watch the entire coverage wall-to-wall right here on Church Militant, 12:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern, as we live stream this historic challenge to the U.S. bishops' destruction of the American Republic. We've had enough. Please donate whatever you can to help us turn this thing around. It's time to defund the U.S. bishops. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.